You make about 35,000 decisions daily, yet you're conscious of maybe 100. That means your brain is running on autopilot for 99.7% of your choices, and it's not always in your favor. So what invisible forces are actually steering the ship? Fact 1: Choice overload. Psychologist Roy Baumeister discovered that the more decisions you make, the worse your judgment becomes. Your mental energy literally depletes. It's why billionaires like Steve Jobs wore the same outfit daily. Every small choice you make burns a finite resource in your brain, leaving less willpower for the big stuff. Understanding this explains why you make terrible food choices at 9 p.m. after a long day of work. Fact 2: Anchoring bias. Pioneered by psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, anchoring bias shows that the first number you see becomes your reference point for all decisions that follow. A retailer marks something at $500, then sells it for $200, and suddenly it feels like a steal even if $200 is objectively overpriced. That initial anchor hijacks your judgment before you even realize it. This is why price tags matter way more than the actual value of what you're buying. Fact 3: Confirmation bias. Your brain doesn't seek truth, it seeks evidence that confirms what you already believe. Once you've made a decision, you unconsciously filter out contradictory information and amplify supporting proof. A study by researcher Lee Ross showed people reject data that challenges their worldview, even when it's scientifically solid. Your pre-existing beliefs are invisible walls around your decision-making. This is why arguments rarely change anyone's mind, and why you might ignore warning signs in a bad relationship. Fact 4: Availability heuristic. Also from Kahneman and Tversky, this cognitive bias makes you overweight recent or memorable events when making decisions. After seeing one news story about a plane crash, you overestimate the danger of flying even though statistically you're far more likely to die in a car. Your brain uses what comes to mind easily as a shortcut for what's actually likely. This is why a single scary news headline shapes your perception of risk more than actual statistics. Fact 5: Sunk cost fallacy. This is your brain's obsession with not wasting past investment, whether money, time, or effort. You stay in a bad job because you've already invested 5 years, or keep watching a terrible movie because you paid for the ticket. Behavioral economist Richard Thaler identified this trap: you're making future decisions based on irreversible past costs, not on what actually benefits you now. Recognizing the sunk cost fallacy is the difference between cutting losses and drowning in them. Fact 6: Status quo bias. You have an irrational preference for keeping things exactly as they are, even when change would benefit you. Psychologist William Samuelson discovered that people default to inaction unless the case for change is overwhelming. You don't switch banks even with worse rates, you keep the same route to work, you maintain relationships that drain you, all because changing requires active effort. Your brain treats do nothing as the safest option, even when it's silently costing you. Fact 7: Recency bias. Your brain gives disproportionate weight to the most recent events when deciding. After a great conversation with someone, you feel closer to them, forgetting months of neglect. After one bad day, a job feels unbearable. Psychologist Amos Tversky found that recent memories create a peak-end rule where your perception is shaped by what happened last, not the overall pattern. This is why you can make terrible life decisions based on a single recent experience that doesn't represent the full picture. Fact 8: Projection bias. You assume others think, feel, and want the same things you do, then make decisions based on that false assumption. You gift what you'd want, pursue careers you'd enjoy, and expect others to have your values. Psychologist Thomas Gilovich documented how people consistently overestimate alignment with others' preferences. This bias poisons relationships, business decisions, and hiring choices because you're essentially deciding for someone else based on your own mind. It's why so many gifts go unused and why teams hire culture fit clones. Fact 9: Loss aversion. Losing $100 feels roughly twice as painful as gaining $100 feels good. This asymmetry is hardwired. Kahneman's research shows humans will take crazy risks to avoid a loss but play it safe when protecting a gain. You hold on to losing stocks too long, stay in mediocre situations to avoid the sting of leaving, and choose certainty over better opportunities. This loss aversion kept our ancestors alive, but now it traps you in suboptimal decisions because your brain treats avoiding pain as more important than gaining success. Fact 10: Dunning-Kruger effect. The less competent you are at something, the more confident you feel making decisions about it. Psychologists David Dunning and Dunning-Kruger found that incompetence blinds you to your own incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. Novice investors are cocky, amateur mechanics confidently botch repairs, and people confidently repeat misinformation. This effect is devastating because it prevents you from seeking help, consulting experts, or doubling-checking your most risky decisions. Your overconfidence in areas where you're weakest is a silent killer. Your brain is running 10 different scams on you every single day, and most of the time, you don't even notice. Drop a comment. Which of these biases hit hardest for you? Have you fallen into one recently? And if this blew your mind, smash that subscribe button because next week we're breaking down even more psychological traps you're walking into. Let's get smarter together.